This is the Lockpicker 1969, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to this episode of Challenge Lock Workshop. So, a little bit of a note: I'm not sponsored by any company when I review products, and especially not sponsored by Dremel. I do enjoy Dremel tools quite a bit, and have a different variety of them for doing the things I like doing. I do use Dremel tools in a lot of woodworking stuff that I do, but had definitely found them very useful in making challenge locks. Everything from spinning pins to making core and Bible modifications on locks. So this review is specifically about the Dremel Workstation 220. This is something I've had for a while that I've enjoyed the use of. Essentially, with this, you have the ability to turn your Dremel to use it in a number of different ways. For spinning pins, I typically keep it like this, using the larger chuck to be able to put the rod stock in there, and it does spin up really well. You can then apply your different blades, files, sandpaper to polish, a number of things you can do with that. I don't use a whole lot of the other functions that this workstation is good for when doing pins, but it does, sitting on top of my workbench bolted down, it doesn't move, and it basically gives me the stability to just focus on working on the pins. So that being said, that is one use I make out of this. So we can actually take the rod stock out of there. I didn't tighten this up just for this demo, but take the rod stock out. Now what I can do is I'll throw a Dremel bit in here. This is a 191. We'll throw that in here as soon as I loose. There we go. And then essentially find a wrench, tighten it up. Now what I can do is turn this like so, bringing it straight down, tighten that back up. Then I can essentially bring it to, now this here is a mini milling machine work table vise, and what's nice about this is I have the ability to make minor adjustments to where the thing is that I'm going to work on. I can then take this, lower it down to where, right above where I want to set something up. I can then adjust this and then test it. So right now it's going straight down into there. Helps when you tighten these up really well, but you can use any number of different types of clamps here. These just happen to be T-track type ones with these rubber bumpers on them to help hold whatever it is you're working on. But as you can see, I have the ability to test out first that I'm coming straight down into there, and then I can do minor adjustments to center that on there better. Like so. Oh, a little bit farther back. Now it goes straight down into that hole. Now, what I would normally do next is take, this is just a Slage. I think it's a number 4, and essentially use that as my way to engage my depth. And I can essentially then put this, let's say, into one of these. I'll put it into the second, then we'll move that over. Now we can test that it goes down in there. Now What's unique about this is now that it's right over that, I can then drop it down into there until it meets with the spacer pin I put in there. And you can't tell from the camera, unfortunately. I can't really zoom in very well with this camera, but when I'm running the Dremel at this point and I want to make undercuts on either side here, I can then essentially move this back and forth to have it hit both sides of that very nicely. And then I can hit all my chambers and do undercuts or do whatever undercuts I want to do in this lock, in this core. Anyways, a few other things I wanted to mention about this before I end this session, this episode. I'm going to turn this back to its side again. I will point out on this Dremel Workstation, it does nicely hold your wrenches, and it can even hold bits in this little piece here. You can adjust for the depth that it will let you go by simply unlocking it and moving it. So I can make it really minute, so it can only drop that far. So you have a lot of control over exactly what the plunge depth is. So anyways, again, for this bit, for doing undercuts, this is a Dremel 191. It's perfect for these 3mm size holes. I'll put the link in the description of this video for the station, the Vise, as well as the Dremel bit. And hopefully this has been helpful to someone. I look forward to seeing the comments if you've used your Dremel Workstation in some other ways additionally. I would love to hear it. I do want to point out from a previous video I did on the multi-vise. Someone made a comment about the chucks and the collet and the collet nut. Yes, to do the Flexus shaft, you do need to obtain the smaller collet and collet nut that's out there so that it will properly work with the Flexus shaft. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the content in this episode. If you are currently a subscriber, thank you. If you are not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and all, and hit like on the video. And thank you for watching.